Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Dobie, and today I've got an amazing guest with me on the line by the name of Matthew Head. He is the vocal producer for the hit series Queens, and you know that stars my favorite rapper of all time, male or female, Eve. So you know, I like Brandy and all them too, but I'm an Eve fan. I'm an Eve nut. So he's responsible for coaching them on their various songs on a day-to-day. He's hands-on and responsible for the sound that they deliver, even though they're professional. Professionals need a hand too. So thanks and for being with us, and welcome, Matt.
Thank you for having me. Truly blessed to be here, for sure.
All right, man, you got started early, but what, five years old?
Yeah, my parents at 5, my parents wanted to make sure that I did something outside of sports. So my mom, and for discipline reasons, put me in piano lessons at 5 or 6 years old. So I started taking piano lessons from kindergarten all the way up to like 8th grade, 8th, 9th grade, 14, 15 years old. So music was a background for me. It was a hobby, actually. And then when I got to high school, I would beg my parents to let me know, I want to play sports, I want to do something different. So my mom was like, all right, in order for you to do this, you need to play piano every day for an hour, continue to do music. And I was like, great. So what that ended up doing, I ended up starting to listen to songs on the radio and mimic them and remake them on my little keyboard. And each year I would get a new keyboard or a new workstation and kind of for Christmas, and then kind of build and build and build. And next thing you know, I had like a small mini studio in my room. And I would make tracks, and it was a hobby. I had a couple of friends come over and rap and sing and whatever they do, and we'll have a good laugh and they'll leave and keep it moving. And I went off to college to Savannah State University and decided to take my stuff down there and continue my hobby, and got noticed from a couple DJs down there and a couple local rappers, and end up producing their songs and producing their music. And it was kind of a like, all right, this is something I could do. Moved back home from after school, moved back home back to Atlanta and continue that hobby. It was like always been a hobby of mine just to do it. And then locally met a film company, a production company in Atlanta that put me onto film composition and scoring, and it took off from there. And it was like, wow, to use my music in film and television, which led me down the road of vocal producing, music producing for various TV shows, and actually scoring for various TV shows. And that's where I'm at right now.
He's being kind. I got the rundown. He is being very kind. I mean, like, just give it to him. Just be nice. And like, wait a minute. Hold on. Queens, Greenleaf, Peabody on Starz, done PBS, and we just the Black Church. This is our story. This is our song. I haven't had a chance to see that, but that one piqued my interest, and I'm going to go find it.
Yes.
Lifetime's Robin Roberts presents Mahalia.
Yeah,
super.
I did a little bit.
You did a little bit. You did a little bit. Okay, all right. So from 5 years old to now, however old you are, working and being responsible for the vocal delivery of these mega stars, like from the outside looking in, describe for us Matthew Head.
It was describe who I am, Matthew Head. What I do.
Just describe yourself.
I'm a first of all, I'm a father. I'm a son. I'm a brother. I'm an uncle. So I take that first. That's what I am first. Right. Other than that, I'm a dreamer. I like to, I'm very big on understanding what my gifts were and following my gifts more so than my passions or what I was told to do. So I'm a father, I'm a lover, I'm a friend, I'm a brother, but I'm also a musician that likes to use music as my language to express myself. And that's why I love the film and television world. It allows me to express myself in a different way than music producing or working behind songs. I mean, I'm a part of a big picture, and I love working with bigger pictures and bigger, audiences. I mean, with Queens, we're telling this amazing story about this rap group with these 4 beautiful women that end up life throwing stuff at them, and they end up having to regain their flowers, and to be able to coach voices and be able to be behind that is truly incredible. So it's just being part of a bigger story was always a goal of mine, and to initiate to be on that level is really, really a blessing.
Okay. So you talked about, you know, college and returning home and working with the local producers, local artists and things like DJs and things like that. But what was that defining moment that took you over into the professional realm, to the A-list side?
Wow. The defining moment was, of course, you know, working with Kenny Leon of, I did a documentary called The Starter Dreams. Kenny Leon is a Broadway director, Tony Award-winning Broadway director that lives here in Atlanta. And I was working with this film company, and they had a documentary about him, and they literally asked me to score it. It was one of my first scoring jobs. Never really knew how to score. I just knew that music was, I just wanted to make sure the music expressed what was I was seeing on picture. Gave him the, did the score, and the first thing he said to me, he said, you have an amazing talent. And he said, the blessing is in the work. He said, always understand that the blessing is in the work, not the money, not the fame, not what you receive. It's just the fact that you get the phone calls. And the documentary came out, and it won my first award of a film, best music and film, and a local award here in Atlanta. And then that allowed me to meet Roger Bob, who was a producer from Tyler Perry's camp, which led me to meet Lionsgate and work on Greenleaf, and it just went down that road. And so it was one of those things where Kenny Leon kind of laid out the red carpet for me to kind of go down that road, and then that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, it's an amazing story. Look, up for Emmys, NAACP Image Award, Grammy-nominated. I'm like, you know, you're a music producer and a composer. Now I'm a layperson. I don't make music. So tell me the difference between a producer and a composer. I hear the terms.
Yeah, so a composer is someone that writes music. They literally write music. It can be either lyrics or actually the actual music, melody. So composers mean that I literally write original music for film and television. So I get the screen, I get the edit or the movie, and I actually write to original music to that. A music producer is can be also a composer or a writer as well, but they're more of an they organize everything as far as, you know, gathering the people to actually write the song and get the recording sessions, get the engineers. So they're kind of like the head coach of the football team. They kind of get everybody together. They can also write and, you know, and compose, but a producer has a way of kind of getting everybody together to actually make a song or a composition. So I can handle both roles. My favorite composer and producer is Quincy Jones. So Quincy Jones is, you know, he didn't play anything on Thriller, but he produced Thriller. He knew everyone around to get from the engineer Bruce Swedien to all the songwriters to all the background singers to all the musicians. He gathered them all together, got in the studio, and said, we're gonna make this incredible album. So music production is on that level. Now it has changed a lot because of technology allowing you to kind of create your own music and give it to someone else or write your own music. But the traditional sense of music producers are literally the one that kind of coach and lead everybody to the end goal. Composer literally writes the music for film and television or write the music for a certain song. They actually sit down creating the lyrics or creating the melody for the song. So I do a little bit of both.
What's the most fun for you?
Composing.
Really?
Composing, yes. And the reason why it's more fun is because it's more challenging. Music production is cool because you have to gather around a whole bunch of people and we kind of get together and have fun and do that. But composing allows me to kind of dig deeper into my creativity a little bit more because of what I'm having to compose to or compose for, such as a television show or any kind of film. So it allows me to sit there and actually dig deep to study the actual scene and have to kind of find that creative juice. and that's challenging, but it's so rewarding at the end of it. And once you see the end results, like, wow, we did that. I did that. Music production is really, really cool. I love it as well. But I would lean more towards the film composition side just because it allows me to dig a little deeper creatively.
Okay. What's been the highlight? You're in the instant moment. We're talking about Queens, like this hip hop series, that's on streaming on Hulu, and it stars Eve, Naturi Naughton, Nadine Velazquez, and Brandy.
Yes.
So what is on the day-to-day, what is the most satisfying part about you leading the performance of these stars?
Well, it's not a lot of work for me because they are already, they are professionals. And Swiss Beats, he's our executive music producer, and he get all the music and all the songs for us. And it's very easy to get his music and stuff that he's creating for us and bring down here. Those girls fall in love with it. And so my job is to make sure that it comes off, approval for him, and make sure it comes out the right way, that everybody's satisfied. And more being able to make sure everybody's comfortable, because everybody doesn't rap. Okay. Some of them aren't used to the studio settings and just being in that vibe. And so my job is to make sure they're comfortable, make sure that they deliver the best work, and because it's pretty easy, working with Brandy, Eve, and Naturi and Nadine. Brandy and Eve, to me, is, they're professionals. Brandy's a genius. She comes in and knocks her stuff out. Eve, of course, is your favorite rapper. Our favorite rapper. Naturi is lovely to work with just because of her background working on Notorious and doing Little Kim. So she kind of, and also with her, her music, background as well. And Nadine, who wants to learn, she's in it. I want to learn this. I want to be a part of this as much as I can. So Swiss gives us the songs. They sound amazing. They sound great. He gives us the right direction. They come in. And to me, it's just fun to just kind of be there day by day and coaching them and just allowing them to be free a little bit and giving them, certain things that I feel like can help them get to another level. But it's an amazing experience, an amazing opportunity for sure.
Okay. So knowing that these are amazing artists and very professional, have delivered some of the most important music in the history of music, modern music. You know what I mean? Who's the biggest goofball?
I don't actually. No one. To be honest with you, we all have fun.
Okay.
I can't. They all have their own different personalities. Brandy is studio. She's in the studio. When she comes in, she's like, "Yo, I'm in it." She's like, Brandy is the vocal Bible. She knows what she wants to do, and she just want to create. And it's kind of fun to watch her create and watch her kind of, pick out things that she wants to, emphasize and throw out there, especially as her rapping. She always makes it seem like, hey, I'm not a rapper. I'm like, but you're a rapper. You're actually rapping these songs. Eve comes in, knocks it out. Eve is like, what is it's like, it gives me goosebumps when she comes in and delivers her verses and everything. Naturi wants to study. She's a studier. She likes to get into the role and try to understand what she's saying and how it relates to her character. And Nadine is a sponge. She's one of those things like give me notes, tell me what I need to do better. So they're not personality-wise, they all are sweet and all genuine, which is a lot different, especially on this show, on this caliber show, as well, who they are as people. They come in very humble, very genuine, and really ready to work. So I'm just happy to be in the room with them. But I don't have any goofballs. They're all silly in their own way, so to speak. We all have our moments and act crazy, but our schedule's so tight, we don't really have time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of schedule, run that down for me. What kind of schedule do you have to work under?
Wow. So yeah, it's a very, very tight schedule because we're shooting as they're shooting as well as they're rapping and performing. So Swift gives us all the music ahead of time. They learn it. We all learn it. Kind of get together. We have meetings and notes with him and music department, music supervisor give us our what we need to do, and literally we'll plan a whole day around them. I would literally go in studio early in the morning. and have them come in throughout the day, either as a group or individually, whatever we need to work on. So it just varies around their work schedule as far as on set and learning their lines. Late nights, early mornings, we're in it. Weekends, so it's kind of hectic to say the least. But like I said, at Tuesday nights and 10 o'clock, you watch the show. It's so relieving to say, okay, all that hard work we did to get it done. And also, it's getting easier. The first couple of episodes or first couple of songs were a little bit harder because of just it's a pilot season and learning the ropes and everything and getting everybody under the same, on the same page. Now is, these songs are coming, Swiss send these great songs and they're learning them and we're just knocking them out. So it depends on, it's a revolving door of availability.
How many instruments do you play, by the way?
I play one.
Just piano?
I play piano, yeah.
Okay.
I just play keys, yeah.
Highlighting this as a career path for the next generation, what's the prep?
Wow. Understanding why you make music, understanding why you're doing this. I have to remind myself every day, why am I doing this? Not in a negative way, but just to keep the fact that the fun and the loving of making music, creating music, and using it as a voice of positivity. I think a lot of times the music industry and film industry makes this a job and makes it and it becomes a hustle. And once you start to hustle, then you get tired of it. You're looking for a day off, looking to stop doing it. So remember, music for me was a hobby. It was something fun to do. It was something that I enjoyed doing. So I always keep that in my brain. And I relate to my team and people I work with. Even the girls. Hey, this is fun. Let's have fun doing this. If once we're not having fun, you can hear it in the music. You can hear it in the song. And so I tell a lot of young composers and songwriters and music producers, have fun. Create your art. It's art. And allow yourself to be vulnerable in your art and allow yourself to move in that. Don't worry about the industry or getting the placements or getting the fame and the money. That's a whole nother side that once you get there, you don't want to deal with anyway. So
right.
The goal is to literally continue to create and understand why you're in it. If you're in it for the wrong reasons, don't be in it because it will expose you more than anything. So that's really I tell a lot of people: stay humble, stay and just make art. Don't quit your day job. I tell you all the time, don't quit your day job. Still work, live, have a 9 to 5, do what you're supposed to do. Right. Your music will catch up to your lifestyle sooner than later.
Okay, all right. As you navigated the maze going from hobby to business, what was like the biggest surprise about the business part of the music business for you?
Wow. My biggest surprise is that a lot of people aren't happy for you. And that's not to say the least industry people, but friends, family, those who watched you move forward in the industry and things, change, your lifestyle change or your habits change or even your schedule changes. Mm-hmm. Everyone isn't happy for you. And sometimes you have to put on some tough skin and learn how to maneuver around that. I've learned during the pandemic, the art of saying no to everybody. So I can keep my mental together. And I didn't learn that until I got to this side of the business where, my schedule got changed, or my financial changes, or my lifestyle changed a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And certain things I would do, I can't do now because of certain things I deal with. Right. And so understanding to say no, and once you say no, some people didn't like that. And so it was really surprised to see that you work really hard to get to a level and then you're thinking people are going to celebrate with you and some of them don't. And it's one of those things where that tough skin will actually navigate you even more within the business because you have to be able to take a lot of no's from the other side of the industry as well. As a film composer, all I hear is no. Redo it, do it again, do it again, do it again. Right. And so developing that tough skin, I had to learn very quickly not to get all up in my feelings and understand that everyone around you is not as happy as you think they are. And just learn how to surround yourself with close-knit people that love you and respect you, and make sure that you navigate through that a little bit easier. So yeah.
All right, I know you're in the studio. I want to respect your time, but I got a couple more questions. One of them.
Oh yeah.
Let's jump into the mental health bucket, because that disappointment and that pressure all coming together. You know, the people who should be happy for you, maybe not being happy for you, trying to bring you down. The industry cutthroats, those people trying to mess you up as well. How do you maintain your mental balance and keep it all together?
Yeah, so I'm a huge advocate of mental health and shutting off and cutting off. I have a father. I'm a father of two. I'm a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. And I literally bought the house I grew up in. My wife and I literally bought my family home. Okay. And so my room is my son's old room. My old room is my son's room. My daughter's room is my brother's room. So the house reminds me of my childhood a lot, and it's very nostalgic. And what I do, it just humbles me. And the first thing I do is whenever I'm feeling stressed, I humble myself. I sit back and I sit down and I cut things off, and I make sure that I keep my eye and my ear and my head open for new opportunity and not get caught up in the process or the stress of the industry. I don't work on Saturdays. You know, I always give myself a day. I try to eat as healthy as I can. And like I said, the art of saying no. If you're not there, if you can't make it, if I wasn't ready for this interview or this conversation, I would have said, hey, I can't do it. Even if it's the last minute, even if it's late, it's okay to say no. Right. And I think I've learned that in the last 10 years. For a long time, I was always yes, because I wanted the opportunity. And then what would happen was, you gain weight, your relationship's going down, and you start to think, crazy in your mind, and certain things start to happen. I've learned to say no to keep my mental together. The pandemic taught me that so much, because we couldn't go nowhere, couldn't do anything. And we were all at the house looking at each other. And I just told my engineer, I said, I don't need anything. I didn't need anything. I was at home with my children and my wife. We were good. And I will always try to remember that, to say, hey, let's definitely understand that it's okay to say no. It's okay to rejuvenate yourself. And I give much props to those who are stepping away for some things and to take care of themselves. My wife would do it. My wife would say, hey, I need a mental break. Can you stay home today? I got to go do this. And she'll just leave and go to the park, do a walk, and vice versa. And even my engineer I work with, we have our moments where we're like, hey, I need about 2 days to kind of get myself together. Okay. I tell productions, the way I do my schedule, I try to keep my weekends as open as possible, Saturdays and Sundays, to spend time with the family, to just be around those around that love me and support me. And that's really it. Just put up safe barriers for yourself, for sure.
Okay. And one of my last two questions is, with all the sounds and music that you hear, are you still able to just vibe out to music as a consumer without analyzing it, or has that been ruined for you?
Oh, yes. I haven't. It's hard for me to listen to music. Because I'm, and that's another part of mental health for me, is to separate myself from it, to step away from it. Just to, so I listen to a lot of podcasts, sports talk. I watch a lot of sports. I kind of separate myself from what I do every day. Mm-hmm. And if I do listen to music, it's something that I've never heard before, abstract. But at the same time, I try to stay current, especially, working with other producers and other songwriters. I want to make sure I stay current on certain things. But I step away from a lot of music. I kind of clear my brain. When I get home from studios, I sit down and listen to something completely different than what I've already been working on, just to kind of keep my ear fresh. But when I work on new projects, or if a new project comes my way, I'll listen to music that aligns with that project, and make sure that I kind of get the energy back, and move forward that way.
Okay.
So yeah.
My safe place is dubstep. I go straight into dubstep just because we're not even going to talk about the sameness of everything that's being delivered.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dubstep is my safe place. That's my mental
Nice.
sanity after a long day of long day of submissions. Let me just say that. Last question though, what has
Yeah.
been your funniest like WTF moment thus far in your career? Something that just
Wow.
broke you down into tears.
Wow. Let me see. In my career,
Mhm.
that is very. I don't know if I have one of those. I'm just being honest. I don't know if I have one of those. I'm trying to think on the things I've worked on lately or last. Here's the thing about being a composer and working. I'm usually by myself.
Okay.
So I'm in my zone, and sometimes like I have this thing with dates. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is because I'm always working around the clock. And so I've learned. I've started to not started to forget, but I'll forget certain things. Not anniversary or birthdays, but literally forget about what day it is or my son's basketball practice. It'll be some random things I forget. So it's not a WTF moment, but and it goes back to my mental health thing. It goes back to me learning how to step away from some things and kind of relax a little bit and put what's important. But I don't have any kind of out of control, crazy moments. I have good times in studios. Like, I mean, even the girls will tell you, I'm going to talk to y'all for an hour. I talk their heads off. And we have conversations. I've been told by production, like, hurry up because they got to go, but we'll be in the studio 3 or 4 hours having conversations. I'm a talker. And so when we get in the studio, I'm going to have a conversation with you. We're going to talk about something completely different before we talk about music or before we even get into the song. So it's just one of those things where I don't have those moments, but those who know me know that my sessions and my personality is fun and we have good times.
Okay. All right. Matt Head, he is the vocal producer for Queens. Check it out on Tuesday nights on Hulu. It's streaming now. He's got an amazing career. I appreciate the time that you spent with us. Was there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
Oh no, man! I'm just happy to be out the studio and kind of hanging out with you. Actually,
Hey, I'm happy to be off the screen talking with you because I've been reading all morning and I'm tired of it. So it's great to have a conversation. Thank you for changing this from an interview to a conversation. I really had a good time, and you're welcome back anytime, man.
Thank you so much. And anytime you need me, let me know. I'm always available.
All right, everybody. The Hype Magazine live sessions. Matt Head, Queens, Tuesday on Hulu. Go check it out. Wishing you much continued success. We're out.